Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners,
bonjour.
welcome to Comdarchipodcast Season 5.
Saison 5, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
And in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Deponte, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci.
Thank you
D'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
to be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to this spot format. This is Esther on behalf of Anne-Charlotte. In our Season 5, Issue 11, we questioned the constructive imagination. Where has it gone? We asked ourselves. And we noted, with regret, the production of a monostyle, international, global architecture. No matter where it's built or how good it is, it's always the same architecture with a few nuances. In the meantime, we were looking into the subject of rehabilitation, a very topical preoccupation for reasons of carbon footprint. Phive of the ex nihilo project. Times are tough. We no longer have the right to dream. No longer allowed to dream. Hard to accept. So, like a pendulum, let's return to the constructive imagination with an emblematic reference we've already mentioned. Let's take a look back at the Parramatta project in Australia. Manuelle Gautrand's project, which the architect herself presented in Season 3, Issues 31 and 32, was won in 2016 and has just been delivered. Without doubt, this project is a counterexample, a way of asserting that today, the imagination is still very much alive, and so is contemporaneity. But is this French-designed architecture on the other side of the world a replica of international architecture that can be reproduced in every corner of the world? Well, no. And I invite you to find out why in 8 points. Point 1. The Parramatta site, an emblematic territory. Parramatta is part of Greater Sydney. It is located in the west, just a few kilometers from the center of Sydney. It is a major university and office district. The town has a long history. The Parramatta River flows through the town before emptying into the magnificent Sydney Harbour. The land adjacent to it has been occupied for thousands of years. This was done by the Aboriginal people of the Wallumedegal nations and the Wangal, Tungagal, Burramatagal and Watagara clans of the Darug people. Recurrent excavations have uncovered traces of ancient life. For example, the project site was the subject of precise diagnostics and excavations prior to the construction of the basements. Parramatta was founded in 1788 at the same time as Sydney. It is in fact the oldest European settlement in the interior and therefore the first to have hosted the construction of a church, St. John's Anglican Cathedral, built by the first immigrants from England. The site for Manuelle Gautrand's project is located in the center of Parramatta. It adjoins the cathedral, not far from the Parramatta River. It is bordered by a large public space of almost 3 hectares, Parramatta Square, bordered to the south by the Sydney Water Tower and to the east, a little further on, by the campus of the University of Western Sydney. Urban development around the project site has been so rapid that most of the commercial and office buildings have been designed and built even before studies began on the subject of the cultural center. The 2 oldest buildings on the site are the old town hall.
Retrouvez l'intégralité de cet épisode sur Apple Podcast, Acast, Deezer, Spotify.